This boy's name is Kaede Komura, and he likes a girl in his class who has a lot of trouble seeing without glasses, and when he gets to know that she is a little weird, he starts loving her even more. 3 days ago, their class seating arrangement was shuffled, and Komura got a seat just next to Ai Mie. One day, she forgets to bring her glasses, and Komura sees that she looks even cuter without them. He goes and sits in his seat, and Mie tells him that she is having some difficulty seeing, so she will look at him by narrowing her eyes. If possible, he should ignore her. Hearing this, Komura gets surprised because till date, Mie has never said anything to a classmate. After some time, the thought crosses his mind. When she can see so little, how did she even get to school? Suddenly, Mie says that this happens to her often, and Komura decides that he will help her as much as he can. During the first period, Mie asks him to find her history book, but when he goes near her to help, he gets a little nervous and offers his own book to her. Mie jumps up to him and asks him to study together, but Komura gets nervous and says that she should study alone. When Mie asks why, Komura is not able to say anything, and in the end, he has to share the book with her. Komura was already nervous, and on top of that, Mie comes very close to him to see the book. Before his nose bleeds, Komura gives her the book. She almost gets into the book, whereas for Komura, being so close to Mie was terrifying. Although he was happy about it, he wanted at least to bring them a little closer to each other. He thought that Mie would probably forget him by the next day when suddenly she comes very close to his face and asks who he is. Komura tells him his name and Mie goes back into the book. After class, she leaves. Komura's heart was beating fast, remembering Mie being so close to him. He remembered that her eyes were so beautiful. Then suddenly, he sees Mie sitting next to the locker and asks her if she needs help tying her shoes. Mie asks who it is. Komura tells him he was sitting next to her in class all day. When she sees him, she recognizes him and tells him that her shoes have suddenly become bigger. Komura sees her locker open and tells Mie that it turns out they actually are her shoes. A few minutes earlier, Mie's friends had found her shoes and offered to drop her home, but Mie was confident she'd find her shoes herself. However, when she opened her locker, she couldn't recognize the shoes inside. She started checking all the lockers and found shoes that looked just like hers in one of them. She apologized for the mess and started taking off her shoes. So Komura decides to help her find her shoes. When he opens her locker, there's a fat frog sitting on her shoes, but Mie thinks they're green and not hers. Komura sees them and tells her to turn back. He chases the frog away, but when he gives Mie the shoes, she realizes a frog was sitting on them. Now Mie wears her shoes and Komura wears his. They were about to leave the school when Mie stops him and tells him that his shoelaces are untied. Komura ties his laces and Mie thanks him and promises that she will definitely repay him one day. Komura started remembering the moments spent with her all day long. Then suddenly, Mie comes very close to him and says that she does not want to forget his face so that when she sees him next time, she can recognize him. But even though she is so close, she still cannot see Komura's face clearly. So she goes back to her village. Actually, Mie's house was just 2 steps away from the school, due to which she didn't need much time to reach school in the morning. There wasn't much of a problem. Komura was feeling bad in the evening, but still he was wishing that Mie would forget her glasses once again. Surprisingly, the next morning, that crazy girl forgets her glasses again. Komura thought that what he had said had come true, but then he hears that Mie had cheated him by stepping on her own glasses. Later, he had his gym class, and Komura was thinking, why is Mie playing the game? She won't even be able to see the ball. And on top of that, Mie was saying that she doesn't even know which team she's on.
Komura starts to wonder, did I accidentally curse Mie last night? He feels guilty, and to make up for it, he stands in front of Mie during the game so that the ball doesn't hit her. Mie also comes very close to him to avoid the ball, due to which Komura is unable to move and ends up getting out first. In the next class, Komura was feeling tired from the gym period, but when he saw Mie reading her book, he forgot all about being tired. The teacher calls out, Mie, stand up. Komura quickly alerts her and says, Mie, the teacher just called you. But to his shock, he finds that the hardworking girl is actually snoring. Komura feels a surge of emotion and thinks she must have been really tired after gym class. On the other hand, the teacher gets annoyed and says again, Mie, I said stand up. Komura tries to wake her quickly. As he extends his hand to touch her, he suddenly becomes nervous. He makes a split-second decision. He tells the teacher she's reading her book really closely because she can't see clearly without her glasses. Surprisingly, the teacher accepts Komura's excuse and says, all right then. But suddenly, Mie wakes up on her own and starts searching for her glasses. She looks around confused, then turns to Komura and says sleepily, Dad, where are my glasses? Komura freezes. Did she just call me Dad? He wonders, making sure she's still talking in her sleep. Then, out of nowhere, Mie leans her head on Komura's shoulder. Komura can't believe it. The girl I like, she's literally sleeping with her head on me. The teacher walks over. The next day, Mie walks into class again. Komura notices and immediately realizes she's forgotten her glasses again. She walks right up to Komura's face, squinting, and says, "I'm wearing contact lenses today. Now I can finally see your face properly." The next day, Komura and Mie were assigned to lens duty together. Once again, Mie forgot her glasses. That day, it was her responsibility to serve food. She was adding way more stew as needed to everyone's bowls. Komura offers to switch places. Mie shakes her head. "No, I'll be fine, but maybe try adding a little less stew." Mie nods determined and starts ladling smaller portions, but in the process, she ends up giving someone just bones in their stew. Another boy comes to collect his food. Mie squints at the meat and says, "Hey, would you like potatoes instead of meat?" The boy laughs and says, "Sure," but because Mie couldn't see well, she ends up giving him the meat anyway. Komura notices and thinks maybe she's saving the meat for herself to eat later. But when the shift is over, Mie comes to Komura with the small serving. She smiles and says, "I gave that boy potatoes on purpose. I saved the meat for you. It's my way of repaying you for helping me the other day." He remembers how she promised to repay him and adds, "Let's just not tell anyone about this secret trade." Everyone already saw it happen. Later, they all sit down to eat dinner and the stew is filled with only potatoes. The kids return to school after a week-long break. As soon as Mie sits down at her desk, she takes out her contact lenses and grumbles, "Oh, how many contact lenses do I even have? They're so useless." She starts struggling to remove them and says, "Especially taking them out of my eyes. I really need to get used to this." Komura sees her struggling and stands up. "You don't have to worry," he says loudly, addressing the class. "We'll all help her. The whole class will." Mie looks at him surprised. "What are you saying?" But then she smiles and says softly, "Thank you."
The next day, Mie arrives wearing her glasses, but Komura still notices something strange. She's squinting again. Komura looks at her, puzzled, and asks, "Why are you squinting if you're wearing your glasses?" Mie sighs and says, "It's a little cold outside. My glasses fogged up." At that moment, another boy enters the classroom and his glasses are fogged up too. Mie panics and shouts, "A stranger has entered the class." Komura gently and says, "Relax, he's a student from our class." Mie quiets down and starts to wonder out loud, "Do people have trouble recognizing me too?" She trails off, then adds with a small smile, "But as long as Komura can recognize me, I guess it's okay." Komura's eyes widen. She's in contact information. Mie smiles and says, "I often forget my glasses, so maybe I'll need to contact you for help." Komura asks curiously, "Why don't you ask one of your family members?" Mie looks a little embarrassed and replies, "I feel ashamed, but when you're around, I don't worry about anything." Komura walks over to the window and silently thanks God. "I'm so lucky to have such a lovely girl next to me." A few days later, Komura receives a message from Mie asking to meet her at the station. The moment he reads it, he falls out of his bed. He starts pacing, muttering to himself, "Does God want us to become a couple or something?" Later that day, Komura reaches the station and finds Mie waiting. He looks down and continues, "I left my glasses in the train." She looks back up at him. "I have somewhere I need to go urgently. Will you help me get there?" Komura's heart starts racing. This feels like a romantic movie. Mie gently grabs his hand and says, "Come on, let's go." Despite holding hands, Komura somehow manages not to panic. He walks with her to the shop she wanted to visit. We find out that Mie came all this way just to eat cake. Softly, "Do you want me to feed it to you?" The words slip out and Komura freezes. Did I say that out loud? Mie sits there with her mouth open. Komura starts to panic in his head. To react, he picks up a fork and gently feeds her a bite of the cake. After eating it, they proceed to the next shop and Mie tells Komura, "I've got new lenses being made." While Mie is testing the lenses, Komura starts thinking to himself, "I need to protect the skin of my hand if she touches me again." After regaining focus, he turns to her and says, "Thanks for coming out with me today." He starts to leave, but Mie gently grabs his hand again. She says, "Now that I can see you clearly, I want to go out with you more." They laugh and have fun together before heading back. Just before they part ways, Komura wonders to himself, "Am I dreaming?" He pinches his arm and it hurts. It's real. On the other hand, Mie walks away thinking, "Komura's such a good guy. He didn't complain once." But then she remembers something. "I was only looking at Komura the entire time."
A few days later, Mie comes to class wearing a mask. She says, "I have a cold." Komura watches her and thinks to himself, "Their student is also wearing a mask. That boy also has a cold." The next day, Komura walks into class and sees that Mie has taken off her glasses. She says casually, "I can't see anything anyway, so what's the point of wearing them?" Komura hears her making cat sounds, soft, high-pitched meows. She was doing it so cutely that Komura couldn't resist. He pulls out his phone and quietly starts recording her. But then he sees Mie walking toward a plastic bag. She squats beside it and starts caressing it, mistaking it for a cat. Komura panics internally. To protect her, Komura crouches behind her and starts making cat sounds himself. Mie pets the foil lovingly. On their way to class, Komura sees something that makes him stop in his tracks. His mood darkens instantly. The most popular boy in school, Azuma is helping Mie look for something. Even today, she was searching for her glasses. Azuma gently places his hand on Mie's hand as he passes her something. Komura sees it and feels as if his soul has left his body. They get the missing item, and instead of blaming Azuma, Komura starts blaming himself. Mie deserves someone better, someone who can actually take care of her. Mie blushes a little and says nervously, "Actually, Komura always helps me. I'm so embarrassed." She tries to sound casual, but her voice shakes slightly. Then she notices Komura standing a few feet away. The next day, Mia's friends are buzzing with laughter. One of them says, "This crazy girl forgot her glasses again." Another teases, "You're squinting so much, you're going to get wrinkles on your face." Mie frowns, starting to worry about her future. She tries to raise her eyebrows to smooth it out. Komura enters the class and waves, "Hey Mie," but when she turns around, Komura freezes. She's not wearing her usual expression. Her body language is different. How beautiful her eyes are, he thinks. But unfortunately, the moment doesn't last. Mie blinks confused and mutters, "I can't see anything anyway, so what's the point of wearing them?"
The next day, Mie approached Komura and invited him to play a game of Shiritori. Although Komura hesitated, they began the first round, which Mie won easily, teasing Komura for not trying his best. Feeling challenged, Komura decided to play seriously in the next round and didn't let Mie score a single point. Mie struggled, her brow furrowing until she suddenly called out his name, stopping the game. To their surprise, the entire class had been watching. After school, Komura and Mie were assigned cleaning duty. Komura was happy to spend more time with her. While sweeping, he noticed a cockroach nearby and worried about how to warn Mie without scaring her. He called her over and she came so close they could have kissed right before a classmate screamed at the sight of the cockroach.
Mie jumps in fright and grabs Komura tightly. The next day, it's raining when Komura enters the classroom. He notices Mie squinting with her glasses still on her head. He tells her her glasses are on her head. Mie gasps, realizing she forgot. She tries to put them on but drops them. Komura picks them up and hands them to her. Mie closes her eyes and softly asks if he can put them on for her. Komura hesitates, wondering if she's waiting for a kiss. Instead, he accidentally places the glasses on her lips. His face turns a beet red from embarrassment, but Mie just smiles and thanks him. Later, two girls talk about giving a letter to someone, but one drops it rushing to class. Mie picks it up, wondering what it is. Komura asks what she's doing. She shows him the letter she found, but can't tell who it's for. Komura sees a heart sticker. It's a love letter for Azuma. He tells her it's for Azuma. Mie nods and decides to give it to him. She hands Azuma the letter in class, and the other students stare in disbelief. Komura's heart sinks, wondering if the letter was for Mie. He quietly returns to his seat. Some girls ask Mie if she likes Azuma. Confused, Mie says yes. At that moment, it becomes painfully clear to everyone. Azuma leaves to read the letter. Komura feels like his chest was ripped open. He follows, hoping to see Azuma's reaction. Azuma laughs as he reads it. Komura spirals, wondering if the letter even had a name. Back in class, the girls whisper, hoping Mie and Azuma become a couple. Komura fumes silently, thinking they deserve to be dipped in hot oil in hell. Later, he wonders if he's misunderstanding everything since Azuma has all the traits girls like. Meanwhile, Azuma watches Komura pacing and gets an idea.
Later, Mie notices Komura looking a little down. She walks over and asks if he's crying. Komura quickly wipes his eyes and says he's fine. Suddenly, he blurts out, asking what she thinks about Azuma. Mie looks confused and giggles, saying she likes Azuma. Komura stiffens, surprised at how casually she says it. Then, Mie adds that if everyone had been asking about him instead of Azuma, she thinks she would have understood something. Komura asks why. She replies softly that she's grown attached to him from spending so much time together. Before Komura can respond, Azuma walks over holding a reply letter and hands it to Mie. The shock sends Komura into another spiral. Mie looks at Komura and asks if he can read it for her. Azuma smirks, noting exactly what he's doing. Komura hesitates, wondering what's written inside. He prepares himself and opens the letter. It reads, "I like you too, Komura." Azuma turns and walks away, leaving the class staring. He clears up the misunderstanding with the others. Meanwhile, Komura remains frozen. Mie asks what it says. Everyone waits silently. Komura tries to speak, but no words come out. A few days later, early in the morning, Komura heads out for hot coffee. It's freezing. To his surprise, he sees Mie at the vending machine. He asks what she's doing there. Mie shivers and says she's getting hot cocoa like her mom told her to. She pulls out a can and takes a sip, making a face, calling it bitter. Komura leans closer and explains it's black coffee. Mie asks if she should drink it, then thinks maybe he doesn't like bitter coffee either, so she'll drink it for him. But Komura quickly grabs the can, insisting he'll drink it. He freezes, realizing this might count as an indirect kiss. He backtracks. One day, Komura rushes to school and sees Mie also also running late. He jogs up beside her and greets her, but she doesn't respond. He realizes she probably couldn't see him. At the zebra crossing, he notices her hair is messy and her skirt untied in the back. She's standing behind him. He turns and tells her about her tangled hair and untied skirt. Mie thanks him, but mutters she didn't want him to see her like that. She quickens her pace and walks ahead. Komura is left stunned, wondering if she really just said that.
Later, Komura takes Mie to the infirmary because she fell during gym class and needs to put her glasses back on. She was hurt during the activity, and it was Azuma who suggested Komura take her to the nurse. Komura wonders if Azuma is trying to help him get closer to Mie. At the same time, Mie starts feeling self-conscious. She says she thinks she's gaining weight. Komura looks at her and thinks no matter how much she weighs, his love weighs more. Once at the infirmary, Komura tells Mie to hold on to something while he gets a chair, but when he looks, she's holding a weighing machine. He panics and tells her maybe to stand somewhere else, but it's too late. He's already seen the number. Mie realizes what happened and her face turns red. She mutters, embarrassed. Later, Komura sees Mie trying to pin something to the bulletin board. He asks what she's doing. She replies the teacher asked her to post it. She stands on her toes but still can't reach the top. Komura offers to do it. He tries, but even he can't reach. Then Azuma walks by and sticks it to the board with ease. Komura mutters that he wishes he were taller. Mie says, don't say that. If he were taller, she wouldn't be able to see his face up close. She adds, even if he grows taller, he'll still be him, and she'll recognize him by his voice. She smiles and says he hopes he grows taller anyway. Komura stands overwhelmed, thinking he doesn't want to live if not with her. The next day, Komura is shocked to find Mie crying. He quickly decides it's her personal matter and he shouldn't interfere. Mie turns toward him, sniffling, and says she laughed so hard reading a book with others that she started crying. Komura sighs in relief, but then it hits him that he missed seeing her laugh. Later, he thinks he'll ask someone what she looked like while laughing. At that moment, Mie falls asleep in class. A girl next to her points out a cloud shaped like a bunny. All the kids rush to look, but Mie can't see it. Komura notices her sadness and decides to do something. That night, Komura sends Mie a photo of the cloud. Mie replies that it's beautiful. The next day, Komura is looking for Mie's glasses in the hallway. He mutters to himself how careless she is. Suddenly, a girl calls out that she found Mie's glasses hanging on a bathroom hook. She asks Komura, who sits next to Mie, to give them to her. Without waiting, she places the glasses on his face. Komura's head starts spinning from the strong prescription. He stumbles around, vision warped. Just then, Mie comes around the corner and sees Komura standing very close to another girl. The girl calls out Komura's name. Mie freezes. Komura backs away instantly, apologizing frantically that it's not what it looks like, but his head is still spinning. The next day, Mie comes to class wearing her glasses again. Komura thinks she won't need his help today. Part of him feels relieved, but another part feels heartbroken. He thinks when she comes near, his heart skips a beat. Suddenly, remembering he forgot his book, he asks if he can share hers. Mie happily walks over. When she gets close, she realizes how often they've been this close when sharing a book. Komura blushes and quickly turns away to hide his face.
That weekend, Mie takes Komura to the eyewear store because she needs new glasses. While browsing, Mie looks over different frames and says she can't choose by herself. Her dad usually comes, but this time he's out of town. Komura starts sweating. This is hard. She looks cute in every frame. His thoughts race. I can't even tell which one is best. After thinking deeply, Komura finally says it doesn't really matter which she chooses. She looks good in every frame. Mie looks surprised. Later, she walks up and admits she accidentally fell asleep on the frame and it broke. The next weekend, Komura is out buying ketchup when he notices a shop selling chocolates. He stops and thinks it would be nice if Mie gave him chocolates on Valentine's Day. As luck would have it, Mie is in the same shopping district. Komura hears his name called and turns to see Mie. He's surprised and asks how she got there without her glasses. Mie says she knows the area well, so no problem. Then she asks what he was doing there. Komura panics. If I tell her the truth, it'll sound like a confession. He notices Valentine's Day decorations everywhere. Mie looks around and asks if they're renovating because of all the red. Komura quickly says he came to get groceries. At the store, Mie says she needs mayonnaise. Komura blushes. Shopping like this feels like we're married. Before he can say anything, they overhear a staff member announcing free chocolate samples. Komura starts to ask Mie if she wants to try some, but stops, realizing they're Valentine's chocolates. He pulls her aside nervously and says, "Let's go somewhere else." Mie is surprised, but follows. She says his hands are warm, then smiles and says chocolates taste est with cold hands. Komura hesitates and asks if she's making chocolates this year. Mie nods, saying, "Of course, Valentine's Day is coming." She looks around and says she gets it now. The red decorations make sense. Komura tries to change the topic, but Mie asks directly if he wants her to give him chocolates. Komura freezes. What do I say? Meanwhile, Mie wonders if Komura even likes her. She thinks maybe if she makes chocolates for everyone, she can give him some without it being obvious. Komura mentally prepares for the worst, thinking he'll survive off old chocolates from friends. Valentine's Day arrives. Komura watches quietly as Mie gives chocolates to everyone. Eventually, she walks up to him, but when she looks in her bag, her expression falls. She apologizes, saying she forgot to bring his chocolates. Komura smiles weakly and says it's okay. She can give it to him next year. He watches her walk away, feeling a sting in his chest. I don't want to be a once-a-year friend, he thinks. I need to tell her how I feel. But then he remembers how she looks, how flustered he gets, and freezes. Suddenly, Mie approaches again and asks if they can talk after school.
After school, Mie meets Komura just like she said. She stands in front of him and says she wanted to give him something so he wouldn't feel left out. She nervously fiddles with her hands, then admits her mind was blank and pockets empty. So instead, she offers to let him ask her to do any one thing he wants. Komura's eyes widen. Any one thing? His heart pounds as he stares at her. He tries to speak, wanting to confess something important, but doubt washes over him. What if it ruins everything? What if it breaks their friendship? Still, this might be the perfect chance since she can't see his face clearly. He tries again, but words fail him. In the end, he says sorry and promises to tell her another time when she can see his face properly. Mie smiles softly and says she'll wait. Komura wonders if she already knows what he wanted to say. Then Mie pulls something from her bag and hands it to him. A cap. He looks at her, realizing she hasn't figured it out yet. A month later, Mie steps on a scale and gasps, exclaiming she weighs as much as a baby elephant. At school, Komura hands her a small box and wishes her a happy white day. But Mie seems down, sighing she ate too many chocolates on Valentine's Day and is quitting sweets. She tells Komura seriously to stop her if she sees her eating anything sweet. He agrees, but then realizes he can't give her chocolates now. Azuma walks over and casually gives Mie a small box, wishing her a happy white day. Mie opens it and sees chocolates. She pulls out a cough tablet and pops it in to hide the taste. Komura raises an eyebrow and says that's not medicine, it's chocolate. Mie freezes and puts the box away. Later, Komura watches her eyeing another chocolate. He tells her to stop just as she's about to eat it. She claims she couldn't see it properly. Another boy gives her a chocolate. Komura narrows his eyes. Finally, Mie picks one more chocolate. Komura relents, telling her to eat that one. She smiles and thanks him. The next morning, Komura sees Mie proudly showing off a Sweets Point card for discounts. She says she needs to mail it after school, but the closest mailbox is somewhere new to her. Komura worries she'll get lost and offers to go with her. Mie looks surprised, but agrees. At that moment, some boys invite Komura to a new arcade. His eyes light up, but he remembers Mie's request. He tells them he already has plans. The boys shrug and leave, but Mie looks unhappy. Later, she gives off a cold, distant vibe and tells Komura he doesn't have to help anymore and should just go home. Komura insists he wants to come. Mie lies that she already bought new lenses. He sees through the excuse, but lets it slide. Later in class, the teacher asks Mie to read aloud. Komura worries she can't see clearly. Mie focuses hard but hesitates on some words. She thinks if she messes up, Komura will insist on helping. Each difficult word makes her pause and squint harder. After class, some girls ask Mie to come with them. Mie hesitates, worrying Komura might feel left behind. She shakes her head and runs off before Komura can follow. His friends stop him, saying a new game just came out and asking if he'll skip it. Komura thinks about going, but then Mie's face flashes in his mind.
Meanwhile, Mie went to another class. She admitted that being alone was quite difficult for her, but she also wanted Kuruma to hang out with his friends. Then Kuruma appeared in front of her and made an excuse that he was also going out and said, "Come, let's go together." Mie said she hadn't gone out, but in the end, she admitted that she was having trouble seeing. After that, she told him that she didn't want Kuruma to not have fun with his friends because of her. Kuruma realized that she had been worried about him all day. Then Mie told him that she really liked being with him and that she even wanted Kuruma to be only hers. Hearing this, Kuruma was stunned. Mie changed the topic and said she would go alone to the post box, but Kuruma insisted that no, he would go with her because he cared about her. Finally, Mie dropped her card in the post box near the school. Later, Mie asked if Kuruma liked playing arcade games, to which he replied that sometimes he really liked getting lost alone in games. After he left, Kuruma realized that he also wanted Mie to be only his. His work was a bit early, so he went to play arcade games with his friends. A few weeks later, their school year-end ceremony took place. Kuruma thought the year had passed in the blink of an eye. Then he saw Mie, who was dozing off while standing in line. The teacher was calling the names of the students with 100% attendance. Kuruma and Mie were called up to the stage, but while they were going, Kuruma overheard some children saying that Mie looked like an old lady. Then Kuruma remembered that he had gotten used to squinting at Mia's face, but if she went on stage like that, people would make fun of her more. Mie told Kuruma that seeing so many people made her a little scared. Kuruma decided that he should do something to ease her tension. He told her about a point on her palm which, if pressed, would loosen her nerves. Mie said go ahead, press it, but said that it only tickled her.
He is feeling tense, so she says that if he thinks about something good, his mind will feel lighter. Komura is called on stage to receive an award. He becomes nervous and starts thinking only Mie comes to his mind. He realizes that his year passed so quickly because he was thinking about only Mie all the time. Later, they go to class where they find out about their new seating arrangement. Komura gets the same seat he had before. On the other hand, Mie gets a front seat, and that too beside Azuma. Komura thinks that Azuma will help him and reassures himself that he is not jealous. Meanwhile, Komura is lost in his thoughts when his new seat partner comes and sits beside him, wondering what kind of boy Komura is. During this time, Mie asks Azuma where Komura is sitting. He tells her that Komura is sitting right where he was before. Mie immediately turns around and looks back, and Komura feels a little shy. Then a girl comes and says that Mie is sitting in her seat. Mie looks carefully and realizes that she has sat in the wrong seat. Azuma helps her, and Komura's breath catches because she is so close to him. When Azuma holds Mie's hand, Komura almost loses his life. Her new seat partner tries to talk to her, but she completely ignores her. When Komura sees Mie sitting beside another girl, he feels a little relaxed. Then, he introduces himself to his seat partner. Mie looks at him again, and Komura blushes. Because of all this, his new seat partner gets up and asks Mie to switch seats. Mie immediately agrees, and Komura is shocked because he thought Mie would sit near the board. Mie comes and sits beside him and explains that she doesn't want the teacher to catch her sleeping in the middle of the class, and if she keeps looking back, the teacher will scold her.
Komura can't believe his ears, but can't ask if she came to sit by him for that reason. A few days later, their art teacher asks everyone to sit in pairs so that they can draw each other's portraits. As usual, Mie forgets her glasses, but Komura is determined to buy whatever drawing Mie makes and hang it on his door. Mie comes close to see properly, but when she feels this method isn't working, she tells Komura that she will draw based on her imagination. Komura feels a little nervous about the result, but surprisingly, Mie's drawing was decent. Unfortunately, the teacher doesn't allow her to keep that drawing. Later, Mie goes to the bathroom and another girl comes inside and starts talking casually. Then she comes very close to Mie and praises how long her eyelashes are and compliments her skin. Mie feels very awkward at that time, and even when she remembers that moment sitting in class, she still feels uncomfortable. When Komura comes near her, as usual, Mie comes close to him, but as soon as she remembers the bathroom moment, she immediately moves back. A few days later, Komura is running home fast, and when he reaches, we find out that he has brought Mie's glasses with him. Actually, half an hour ago, Mie had taken off her glasses, and at that time, her friend asked her to go somewhere with her. Mie went with her but forgot her glasses there. When Komura returned to his seat, he saw Mia's glasses lying there. At first, he panics, but then remembers he has Mia's number, so he immediately texts her. Mie tells him to leave the glasses there, but Komura worries it might get misplaced, so he suggests taking it with him. Mie agrees, and Komura carries Mia's glasses in his bag as if he's hiding some stolen underwear. Seeing his strange behavior, his mother thinks it's the effect of his growing youth. Later, he puts the glasses on the shelf and tries to study, but can't focus at all because it feels like Mie herself is sitting there in place of the glasses. He goes near the door and takes out some tissues to try wiping it. Actually, he wanted to wear them and look like Mie, but as soon as her face comes to his mind, he feels shy. Meanwhile, Mie was studying with her spare glasses. While cleaning them, she wonders if Komura's glasses will be clean too. Meanwhile, Komura has polished her glasses completely when he gets a call from Mie. Nervously, he picks up the phone and Mie asks if his glasses are behaving like good kids. Komura thinks that he has polished Mia's good kids glasses. Mie then says that since the glasses are there, it feels like she herself has come to his house. Komura starts daydreaming again that Mie is sitting right there. Even after putting down the phone, he still sees her sitting there, and because of that, he can't sleep the whole night.
Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.